The leaders stressed that the lack of minimum academic qualification set for the sub-county councillors has affected legislation since most of the councillors cannot express themselves in English, but worse still, some councillors cannot enact bylaws which affect service delivery to the public. Agwe Jonathan, the sub-county chief Meto sub-county, during the engagement expressed concern on the criteria being used by the government for electing lower local government councillors, especially the sub-county councillors, whom he said in most cases failed to enact bylaws, and request the government to put in place minimum qualifications for the councillors so as to boost legislation and promote service delivery to the public.
The issue of legislation and oversight, my dear colleagues, to make work easier for us down there. I know the citizens of Uganda have done a really tremendous job to this country and in particular to NRM government. But the biggest challenge which we have realized down there, which is making legislation so hard for us in the sub-county, is you find most of these councillors, you find in a year or in a term, these people may end up their term but without even coming up with a bylaw. Now what is the reason or what is the question? The level of education also matters. Why don't we really come up with a level of education? If you want to become a councillor of a parish, or if you want to become a district chairperson, there must also be something. There must be also a level of qualification. This issue of saying this one can go, really hinders service delivery.
Honorable Dulu Samuel, the local council 3 Oche sub-county, when approached on the matter, said it's the will of the people to demand for change and a minimum academic qualification for the councillors if they deem it necessary, stressing that many councillors within his sub-county cannot express themselves in English, which affects deliberations and makes it difficult to make documentations during council meetings.
In relation to the public decision, I think there are also laws guiding the governance system of this country. So if the constitution says there is a need for minimum qualification, I think I'll be happy to go with that. But if it says it should be open, I think the members of public also need to go by that. But in the Oche sub-county in particular, we also have similar challenge, expressing opinion using the foreign language sometimes is quite difficult for some councillors. But of course the law allows one to speak in a local language. I don't see that one as a challenge to me as a person. But for the purpose of easy documentation, I think it will be relevant to have a minimum qualification so that what is being reported will be exactly what is being put down in the minutes.
Honorable Asusi Jebisam, the Secretary of Finance and Production, Moyo District Local Government, who is also the District Councillor, Meto Sub-County, agrees to the need for the government to set minimum qualification levels for the councillors, saying it's necessary because there are laws to be followed during deliberations, which, if not well understood by the councillors, will become a problem, and request the concerned authorities to look into the matter so as to improve deliberations and legislations across the sub-county councils.
I totally agree with the proposal that whoever intends to contest for elected positions, especially at the sub-county level and the district, should have at least a minimum education qualification. Because you are going to debate, you are going to discuss issues for the people, and there are laws to be followed. If you cannot interpret the laws, it will become a very difficult thing for you to handle your affairs. So my praise that the minister in charge of constitutional affairs, who is planning to bring in the election reforms on the floor of parliament, expedite these processes. When we go for elections, let there be at least qualification, at least minimum of senior 4 for a councillor coming to the district, and a minimum of senior 4 for LCT chairperson or town council chairperson. If that is not regulated, then our quality of discussion will also be a problem.
Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV.